What is going on, guys? I'll say right off from the get-go, this video there will be no cards, there will be no TTMs, there will be none of that stuff. The purpose of this video is to answer the same, I don't know, 5 or 6 questions that I get probably from 4 to 5 different people every time I post a video. Let me rephrase, it may not be the same people, but it's always the same questions. So I'll just make a video instead of keep responding to everyone. I just responded to like 5 different YouTubers, and every single one of them asked one of the same questions, and then like 2 to 3 of them asked more of the same. So I'll go into this, and it's all about sending off TTMs, and basically you want to know how do I get what I get and all that. I'll tell you, one of the main reasons I feel I get what I get is because I don't write a letter and sit there and say, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan and blah blah blah. Man, those dudes probably have 2,000 freaking letters behind them, and every freaking letter starts off with, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I'm your biggest fan. You know, I mean, even if you are their biggest fan, there's other dudes that are their biggest fans, so don't, be like that. I think I get what I get because I'm honest, man. I tell them about me before I ask for anything. I'll write a whole paragraph about my experience and where I was born, what do I do, what do I do in the military, where I've gone in the military, why I like them, when was the first time I seen them play, any good experiences from that experience. So that's what I would say, and that was one of the questions. Do I write a letter? Man, of course you write a letter. You just don't send a card to somebody and just expect them to sign it. I mean, think if someone were to send you a card in the mail, what are you supposed to do with it? How do you know they weren't just sending you a card to be nice, I know there's athletes out there that their moms collect their cards and stuff like that. So if you don't send a letter, they don't know what the hell you want. So always send a letter. The next 2 questions kind of go hand in hand. What size envelope and how many stamps? I get that question all the time, and my answer is always the same. I don't know, man, because I don't know what you're sending. I'm not the postmaster. I'm not the post office here, so I can't tell you, oh, you're sending 4 cards, it will be 57 cents. Whenever I send off an 8x10 and like a batting glove request or something like that, I'll put $5 postage on my self-addressed stamped envelope, because and that's probably more than double what the postage will be to get it back. But you don't know what they're going to send. You don't know what they're going to send. You don't know what they're not going to send. So it's best to cover your butt. I've talked to my postman in years past, and I've talked to the one I have now probably about a month ago, and he said that a lot of times that they just get, like the post guys get pissed off because if what's it called, postage is due, you know what I mean? Like, I live in a neighborhood, but all of our mailboxes is in one centralized location. But he's like, man, it infuriates me when I because he basically saying they're so busy and they have so much mail, and the post office is downsized so much that they're like working from like 8 in the morning till 4, 5 o'clock at night, and he said that's for experienced post guys that know their route. He's like, man, the new guys, they could be delivering mail like at 7 at night. He's like, so it infuriates me when someone doesn't pay full postage and I have to go to their door. And he's like, I tell you, I haven't done it, but I know guys that just throw the shit in the trash. So I always cover my rear end when it comes to return envelopes, or return, self-addressed stamp envelopes. When it's just a regular football card, football or baseball card, like this, I'll just put a single stamp on it. And I like using these like BGS submission protectors or PSA submission protectors, cases, whatever you want to call them. versus the top loaders. When I first started getting into TTMs, I used top loaders, and that my card would slide out all the time. And so I started using these because also when the post office runs your card through their sorter, man, a lot of times their sorter would break my top loader. And when it would break my top loader, it would jack my card up. So I quit doing that a long time ago. You can buy a box of 200 of these on eBay right now for $20 with free shipping. Just search BGS. What is it, like BGS case, I think, or BGS card protector or something like that, and they come up. So that's that. So I covered what size envelope. I don't remember if I covered that or not. Basically, I don't know what you're sending. If you're sending an 8x10, send an envelope that'll carry an 8x10. If you're sending a card, send something that'll be a card. And if you're sending, hell, I don't know, freaking a bobblehead box or mini helmet, send a dang box. You know, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, really. And as far as the stamps, if you really need to know, I've taken my package, I've taken my self-addressed stamp envelope and my item to the post office because we're like best friends there because I go there so much, and I just say, hey man, can you weigh this and tell me what the return postage would be? And he tells me, and then I always put $1 extra because you never know if they're going to add something. So that's that address. I always get, hey, did you send that to the team address? Did you send it here? Did you send it there? I'll tell you, if they are a active player or coach, I personally send it to the team address. I know off the top of my head, I think I only know like one current player's private address. You know, I'm not a big private address guy. I am a paid member to Star Tiger, and that's where I've been getting most of my Houston Oilers successes, those private addresses, but those are all retired or former players, whatever you want to call it. So if it's an active player or an active coach or active executive or anything like that, or even active anchor, I send to there. So if they work for ESPN, I send it to ESPN. If they play for the Minnesota Vikings, I send it to the Vikings. You know, if they play for the Cardinals, you know, I send it to the St. Louis Cardinals. It's very, very easy. And then last but not least, as far as the stuff, my little notes that I wrote here to touch on, be different, man. I can't say that enough. You got to think your average guy. Or let me tell you a story real quick. Last year, when we did an air show in San Francisco, Coach Harbaugh invited us out to a 49ers practice. And before we got to meet him and the team and all the players and all that good stuff, they gave us a full tour of their full facility. I mean, everywhere. Like the security guy that was at the back of our group was like, man, they don't even allow us in these. This is strictly players and coaches, like not even spouses. No one's allowed back in these certain areas. Well, one of the areas that we went was kind of like a lounge. There was these big old leather couches and big flat screen TVs and some projector TVs. Well, over here was where they have their mailbox for the players and stuff. And man, it was jam freaking packed with mail, man. And I remember asking the lady that gave us a tour, I was like, holy crap, that mailbox is jam packed. And it was Randy Moss's when he played for played for the 49ers last year. And she goes, you know, that's just today's mail. And man, I'm not lying, like it's not going to do it justice over the video, but their mailbox was probably 12 to 15 inches wide and I don't know, about 3 to 4 inches tall with each player's mailbox. And Randy Moss's stuff was like literally like bulging out. And then there was like boxes and packages all around the damn thing. And some of the rookies or some of the lesser known players might have had 10 envelopes in there. And then the bigger name guys stuff was just packed. But I say Randy Moss just because he's superstar, for sure Hall of Famer, most of us would love an autograph of Randy Moss, and his shit was like freaking ridiculous. So the reason I say that is they clear their lockers out every day, and the lady said if the players don't, the staff does, and they put it in these big mail bins. Well, that was their mail every freaking day was like that. Okay? Be different. Okay? They see, what, 30 or 40 of freaking these every day? That's boring, man. Regular envelopes. They know there's going to be a football card in there. They know that whoever it is going to be asking for an autograph. So, be different. They see this envelope over here that's, maybe bigger or smaller or a different color, or who knows, painting of a unicorn or a zebra, or like a unicorn that looks like a zebra. That's something that might interest them and be like, damn, okay, that's I haven't seen something like that in a while, or I have never seen nothing like that. Let me go ahead and open this one real quick and read what it's about. So be different. I'll wrap it up. That should be everything. I touched on the envelope size, how many stamps, I don't freaking know. I always, 95% of the time, send to the team address. Always include self-addressed stamped envelope. Always write a freaking letter, and try to be different. It's very difficult when you're sending out 20 or 30 regular TTMs or 20 or 30 cards to be different, and I don't do it all the time. You know what I mean? And then I had, I know this video is going to be probably another 3 or 4 minutes. Someone wrote me, was it 3 days ago, and was like, Garrett, how do you always know what guys will send gloves, or what guys will send cleats or bats or what have you? Man, I don't. I don't have a freaking clue. I got a return earlier this year from David Wright from Evan Longoria. I had guys that like close buddies of mine in the Facebook group that have been TTMing for 20, 30 years, and they're like, man, I've never, ever seen someone get as many big name players as you had in the past week, because during that week I got like 3 or 4 big name guys, and it's just because be different, man. So that's that. And also another point on that was, take a damn risk, okay? Someone always asks, who signs, man? Who's a for sure lock? Who freaking knows, man? I had Wade Boggs, just took me 3 months to get Wade Boggs. Someone in the Facebook group, it just took him 6 days, 7 days? Who knows? I've sent stuff. This is my book of who, come on now, the player, when I sent to him, the return, if it gets returned, and then this, I kind of made a section here for notes, like if I sent them something big, or if that particular package or that particular envelope cost me a ton of money, I would write that. I'll be honest, there's some packages or some stuff that I've sent to players that it's cost me like 65 to 85 bucks, man. And that's where I always say, like, that's my secret. I won't tell you what is costing me that much money. But in most instances, I'd probably say 7 out of 10 times when I've done that, I've had good luck in returns. So, let's see what my point was. Where's some lesser name guys that you probably don't know? Oh, here we go. Y'all know earlier, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got the cleats from Travis Ishikawa. I can probably guarantee you 40 people might watch this video. 5 of y'all might know who Travis Ishikawa is. Tyler Graham, Justin Christian. I can almost guarantee you that none of you guys, Brock Bond, Nick Noonan, unless y'all are like die-hard Giants fans, y'all wouldn't know who they were. Those guys, most of them are guys that never made the major leagues and have been career minor league guys. And I sent to those guys asking for gloves because I liked those dudes as players and as human beings. When we'd go to the ballpark, you know, those particular players in this instance would always go out of their way to give my kids an autograph. You know what I mean? Um, I remember once Brock Bond was in the middle of stretching, and my son was like, "Brock, can you sign my, card or ball, whatever the heck he had at the time?" And so I would always tell my son, "Don't do that while they're stretching. You know, they're working." Dude, Brock quit his stretch, came over, signed my son's autograph, and went back to stretching. So stuff like that means a lot to fans. So I sent to him just because of that great experience that my son had with him. And then after that, like, Brock Bond was like my son's favorite player, man, for like 2 months. I was on minorleaguebaseball.com seeing what Brock Bond did every freaking night because Caden was like, "Hey, did Brock get a hit tonight? Hey, did Brock hit a home run?" You know, so you don't always have to go for the home run, man. You always don't have to go for the Evan Longoria or the Mariano Rivera or the Derek Jeters of the world. You know what I mean? Go for some lesser known guys. Your success rate will be a lot higher, I can promise you. Because those lesser name guys don't necessarily get as much fan mail or as much love as the bigger name guys, obviously. So that's that. I hope this video helps. You know what I mean? So that's that, guys. And peace out.